guys tell that I'm sitting in a new spot? Well, you probably already could tell because I filmed a video prior to this, but I'm sitting at my new desk. I found a desk on Facebook. I absolutely needed one because I had no workspace, and now that I work from home, I needed a workspace because I have kids and I have a toddler who likes to sit up under his mom all day if I let him, and I could never get any work done because with a laptop I would just sit on the couch and yeah, I wouldn't get as much as I would like to. I would constantly be interrupted. So I text Bernard like that day, like that I had enough. I was like, I need a desk today, like now. So I went on Facebook because I needed something cheap, and I don't mind putting work into stuff. Like, I love stuff like that. I love the challenge of making something pretty. Yeah, I looked on Pinterest to get ideas of what I wanted. I knew I wanted something like 70s, like Scandinavian, industrial, something like that, like a metal or a wood desk. I ended up finding one. A seller responded right away. I was like, Bernard, I found a desk. I need you to get it on your way home from work. And I had a desk like that. I wait for nothing. So that same day, I got a desk for $20 on Facebook. When Bernard finally got back, I realized that it did need a little bit more work than I could see in the picture. It just had more rust than I could see, and I've never worked with something that had rust. I really never worked with anything that had metal before, so this was a little bit of a challenge for me. So I'm going to show you guys how I redid it and the chair that I got to go with it, which was also on Facebook. I found that was another score, and I'm really happy with how it turned out. This is what the desk looked like before I painted it. Now you can actually see all the rust that it really had on it. It mostly had rust on the drawers, like in the front. It was definitely visible. And then it did also have it on the inside, like where your legs sit at. But I was only worried about like really the parts that you can see. And I wanted to get rid of the rust that were on the poles as well. And I wanted to paint those gold. So let me show you how I did it. Here's what I used to do this project. I used a wire brush that I got at Ace Hardware. This just helps scrape off all of the rust. And then I also used a primer. This was for rust since I didn't sand everything on the desk, like underneath, like where your feet sit at. I did not sand that part. Then I also used 2 cans of premium black spray paint, and then also a gold spray paint that I already had from a baby shower project. Like I said, I am no professional. I kind of just had to figure out things as I went with this desk because I've never sanded metal. I really didn't know what to expect other than what I learned from Google. So I just scraped all the metal off because it was really abrasive on certain parts. So once I sanded it, I could see the metal come through, which was silver underneath. I don't know why I thought it was black metal. Don't judge me. Anyway, then I started taking off all of the handles and unscrewing everything. This part took the longest. There was a lot of screws on this desk and a lot of them were hidden. I didn't have a drill, so I had to do everything by hand. In order to do the poles, I did have to take the desk all apart. That's why I unscrewed everything. It's just the way that the desk was made. And then also right here, this is what the wire brush did. Like, I like how the wire brush, it made it easier to scrape off. But I did have to go over it with sandpaper so that way you couldn't see those scrapes when I painted it. So the desk is all taken apart. There's the front of it. I'm now working on getting all the paint off the front since that's where a lot of the texture was. I'm just going to be sanding the drawers on the front of the desk so that way it looks a lot smoother. I'm not really worried about anything else, just the parts that you can see. But for now I have to sand it and then sand it again with a different grit. Luckily, I already had sandpaper. I used 220 grit, 100 grit, and 60 grit sandpaper. And then I did have to clean off all of that. I got black everywhere. As you can see, it was all over my hands, my feet, my face, everywhere. I also did have to sand the legs because it did have a good amount of rust. At first I thought I couldn't sand these because they didn't feel like metal. It almost felt like plastic at first, but I was able to sand it and I was able to get the rust off of them. It had a lot of rust at the bottom where the feet were. And then here you can see me doing the other drawer. The top drawer had a lot more rust on it than the bottom drawer. So at this point, I was almost finished. It was now time to prime. Definitely recommend, if you are spray painting, make sure you shake the can for a good minute. I didn't do that, and I kind of messed up the top drawer because I don't know what was coming out of the can, but I kind of got a little bit of texture on the top drawer. So I just primed it light coats, waited a good 20 minutes in between each coat before I went to the next one, and then it was time to spray paint. I started with the legs first just because there were 4 sides, so I knew it would be easy, but it would take a little bit longer because it had multiple sides and I would have to let it dry, do multiple coats. But I did all the accessories in gold, including the filing cabinet that comes out. It was kind of pointless just because it's gonna scrape off, so it wasn't necessary. So now for the black. This was so exciting. I found this little nozzle thing. The only thing is it kind of messed up my flow with how to spray paint. It's just different than spraying it out the bottle, but I do feel like it made it a little bit easier, and it was definitely less messy. No, so I came outside and it's raining. So at this point, I kind of had to beat the rain. I had to try to put everything together and get it inside of the house because the rain was on and off, but I could tell it was going to start pouring pretty soon. So I had Bernard help me bring it inside the house just so that way we can screw everything together. And for the most part, it was dry. There were some areas that were a little bit wet, but I could deal with it. All that stuff that's on the fireplace, that's everything that was inside the desk. So don't mind it. And then here's another exciting Facebook find for the desk. It's a really cute chair. I love the color of it. I love the style of it. I love the wicker. It was a little bit messed up, but for $10, like, you cannot beat it. Plus, a blanket can go over it, a pillow. Like, I'm not stressing over it. This is what it looked like right after I was done screwing everything together before I put everything on it. And here's what it looked like after with my computer. I finally had the desk chair, everything on it. I can't wait to really organize it and get some plants to put on it. I can't wait. If you want to see that, let me know. So I hope you guys enjoyed this Facebook finds. I really enjoyed doing this. This just makes me remember how much I love DIYs. This is originally how I started my channel, doing a DIY. So if you guys want to see more videos, definitely give this video a thumbs up. Subscribe. If you guys want to see a desk tour, leave comments below on what you want to see, and I got you. Hit the notification bell for more videos. I post every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, and I'll see you guys in my next video.